Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Welcome to Forex.Today. Comment allez-vous? Hey, let me remind you that trading's risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, however, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Ni hao ba? My name is Wayne McDonell. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay. Thank you for being a client. Namaste. Do these sessions Monday through Friday here at Forex.Today. The overriding goal of helping you become a successful and profitable Forex trader for many years to come. This Friday, however, is the first Friday of August. That's Trading on Farm Payrolls Live over at FX Street. I don't know. I honestly don't remember what number it is, but it's 11 years approximately. I've been doing that one particular webinar every month for 11 years. Wow. So anyways, please visit TradersWay.com. Give us an opportunity to earn your business. I do these sessions with the attempt to earn your loyalty and respect, and you show that by opening an account at TradersWay.com. Pretty simple. Let's go through the calendar. Let's take a look what's going to happen this week at our scheduled risk events. European blah blah blah. Nobody cares. Oh, look, hey, inflation report out of the UK. That could be interesting. We're trying to find out how weak the pound has been and how that's impacted inflation at their level. I skip over the European stuff, but you know they're on trend. You know the rate is not increasing nor decreasing, and it's flat. So why shouldn't it be flat? Again, I wouldn't try to guess that it would be any different than the past, so it's likely to be on trend. Okay. Over here, RBA, obviously going to be a big impact. I love trading the RBA jobs report or Aussie jobs report. I love trading RBA interest rate decisions. I think you should pay attention on that one. European GDP, fine. Okay, fine, whatever. And then ISM manufacturing. Yeah, another sort of moderate opportunity. They have it here as high. Okay. Then we get to sort of the real juice here. Okay. The Bank of England meeting is a doozy, and then I think on top of that we got a I thought their inflation report was in here. It's not on this calendar. Maybe I skipped over it somewhere else. No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, maybe here it is. Is that oh, is that today? Is it really today? Anyway, somewhere near there's an inflation report. It's very important. Did I? No. Did I? Yeah, I must have. Gee whiz. Yeah, it's one of those. I'm in one of those moods. I don't know if you can tell, but I think you can tell now. So, anyways, yeah, this important somehow is tying it into this. But you know what? I was probably just thinking that you should probably be paying close attention to the pound this week. Right? Oh, so then Pete says the actual report comes out Thursday. Yeah, but I don't see it here. Unless I'm missing it. Meeting minutes, interest rate decision. Yeah, so it should be in here. Maybe it's under medium. Sorry, it's hard to like read and then listen to my thoughts, which could be two different things. There it is. It's a medium. Yeah, that's funny because I don't think it's a medium, but there it is. So anyways, lots of pig stuff on Thursday. And then ISM services, much more important than manufacturing. Okay. So this sort of time frame, this comes out early, right before our session. So all of this, so you really should be, sort of like Asian close, start really trading the pig, if not sooner. Right? And then it flips over. Then we do our ISM, which is later at 10, right? And then later that night, we got some more Aussie news. Boy, my brain is off today. All right, so we have RBA here Tuesday. This isn't making sense to me for some reason. I'm having one of those days. So what's this other RBA thing? Am I confusing New Zealand with Australia for some reason? Wow, I'm just way off. Maybe I need my glasses or something. I'm in a funny mood. Hang on. Hey, convinced my children to eat frog legs this weekend. That's a major accomplishment. There you go. That's still dirty. That doesn't help at all. I can go old man here. All right, let's do it that way. So let me try to get this straight. I totally messed this up. Was I brain farting on Kiwi? Was I looking here and thinking that was an Aussie? I don't know where I got confused. I'm so old, I don't know where I am. So yeah, okay, I knew the RBA stuff was early in the week, so that's coming up Asia tonight. PMI everywhere coming out. And, right, okay, so I must have confused this with Aussie. I don't know how I would have done that. So anyways, then we got the Kiwi news, which makes Asia great. The Wednesday, I guess it's maybe, yeah. So anyways, another dumb prediction coming out Wednesday, which is predictable because of Friday. Is it the next day? I'm just off. Well, this Kiwi news here, jobs. Yeah. No. Kiwi jobs. Kiwi NFP, right? ADP, another dumb prediction. Then another good Asian session. Anytime you kind of like double dip on some Aussie news and some China news, fantastic, right? Okay, so that's just a good double dip. Thursday, we're getting closer and closer and closer to NFP. You got to remind yourself of that as far as the dollar's concerned. Okay, then we got the pig news, the British pound news, ISM services at 10, and then maybe this is where I'm thrown off here, RBA monetary statement and retail sales. Interest rate statement. This is the one that's throwing me off. So for some reason, they're going to issue a decision and then a couple of days later give you a policy statement. So maybe that's just throwing me off. Maybe that's weird or something. I don't know. Then we got CAD jobs. We got U.S. jobs. And then we got ourselves a week. This is again a kind of a double dip where you got the CAD jobs and then you got CAD PMI, but the IV PMI out of Canada for some reason is more important than other PMIs. If you're trading oil, which I think we should look at today, you know, Baker Hughes rig count's going to be Friday as always. So, what does it all mean? Lots of Asian sessions this week. Good opportunity for trading there. The PMI stuff, to me, is sort of like it just keeps a well-oiled machine going. The PMIs are not too important, but it keeps the market moving. Remind yourself also that we're in the peak of summer. Just be a little cautious. Either the market will move too much or it won't move enough, but just don't be overly assertive, you know. Remind yourself you're still shooting at rabbits. Okay. A lot of so we have a lot of central bank stuff going on this week, but none of it is quite as important as, I don't know, other parts of the time of the year. But like, you know, ask yourself, what is the real question with Australia, for example? Are you thinking they're going to cut interest rates? Are you thinking they're going to raise interest rates? Are they going to keep interest rates the same? And then say, well, whatever your decision on those should be. Let's just say they don't raise interest rates, they don't lower interest rates, they keep interest rates the same. Great. So what is the question going on with Australia? Okay, that's what your research should be about. So what are the things they're discussing as a central bank, as a committee? What are their concerns? Okay, and that's what's likely to be seen in the statement. Okay. Yeah, well, high property prices, but we've been talking about that for 4 years. Okay. So that's how you filter through these things. What can we learn? And it's not headline stuff. Okay. All right. So let's just do some charts here. I'm in a funny mood for some reason. Not a good mood, not a bad mood. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a bad mood coming on. Okay. Euro dollar, double top, weekly M3. If you're a bear, that's easy. Oh, Pete asked how I got out on Friday at the pivot profit zone. So like $800 or something. I don't remember. Yeah, Monday mood maybe. Whatever. Yeah, $8 or something. Yeah. I mean, it was just a day trade, right? But I hit the weekly target, so what am I going to do? Hope? So, anyways, going back to our friend here, the Euro USD. Oops, get my drawing tool going. If you're a bear, okay, you're going to play a double top, and you notice how it opened right at the sell pivot. So you should already be profitable if you're a bear. If you're not already profitable as a bear, that tells me you're not a swing trader, and that's your fault. Because you can't get any more simple of a swing trade setup than that if you're a bear. If you're a bull, you're setting it up right now. Okay, so let's talk about that. If you're a bull, and let me go red here because of the 21. Okay. You're kind of predicting, as a bull, you're predicting that in the future. Okay? So bulls are going to want something like this. Okay, so if you're not setting that up, you're not a bull, and you're not swing trading, so, and that's your fault. And it comes down to one or the other is right. And of course, the worst case scenario is where you're both wrong, right? How could you possibly both be wrong? Well, this is your bottom, this is your top, and and you get stuck in the middle. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. We just kind of move sideways. I think it'd be more like this, actually, thinking about it. But we get stuck in a tight range this week. But with NFP and stuff, that doesn't smell likely, does it? Shh. Do you smell something? So I don't know. If you're a bull, I see a clear bullish setup. Not now. In the next 4 to 8 hours. Okay. And if you're a bear, you should already have been short 12 hours ago. Okay. It's and again, and if you have if I don't know what do you say? It's so simple. It's such a straightforward setup that you really need to take the training course if you don't see that. And that's the thing you would have been hoping for all weekend as a bear. You're like double top off the M3. Boom, there it is. Great, short. Oh, well, 12 hours later, you're not short. Why? Either you're not a bear or you don't know how to swing trade. All right. Beep. All right, here's, I think, the real interesting stuff. So let's go into here. Last week, I guess I got to go into an hourly. Last week, we had this as a bottom, up in this area as a top. In here, there's a psychological level of $50 a barrel, as well as a monthly resistance. Yeah, it got to it and it stopped. So today is going to be important. The market's already open though, right? So you really need to decide what you're doing. Okay. There's nothing really here yet, so you have to pay attention. You don't want to be too early because then you're guessing. You have to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to play the 50 or what? Oh, these are old pivots, not new ones? Is that what you're saying? Well, I have two different indicators here showing me monthly, so they should work. You see this monthly M3 and then this M3, they're two different indicators. So for example, we can actually look at it now and change this one to weekly. False, 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 false. Oh, they're all false. Weekly, true. Okay, just way out. So this is supposed to be a counter trend trade. Joe, are you trading them on a different broker? If you're trading a particular futures contract, it may have expired. Oh, okay. Well, so our friend the cat. Now what do we do? What was this all about? I honestly don't remember. Was I predicting them? Because I wouldn't have drawn it after. I don't remember why now. Not sure what was going on here. Counter trend, I could see we had the target of the weekly central, which makes sense kicking off the double bottom here. But why the drop? Looks like I had it lined up that way. Is it a trend trade? Maybe there's an old pivot in here or something? Gee whiz. Looks good, I just don't know how or why I did that. Yeah, but why though? There's still the why. For some reason I don't recognize the why. I can see it after, but why? Okay. But anyways, what we also have right now is a double bottom, right? It looks like I've even drawn this. I guess before it went up, we had this part drawn. Okay. So you just got a lot of decisions to make here, because a bear is going to play it down, but a bull has permission to play it long. I know you'd like clarity, but that's what it's telling me. It's basically 50-50. You have permission to do both. So it comes down to what is oil going to do. So is oil going to drop below 50, head back down to 45 or 44? Iraq is not complying and all that kind of stuff. What do you think it's going to do? So how about this, guys? As a community, please type in either 55 or 45, depending on your opinion on next stop on oil. 45, 55, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 55, 45, 55, 55, 55, 55, 45, 45, 45. 45, but. Nice. Thanks for taking a stand. 45, but it could be 55. Yeah. 96 or 98, Peter. 75, 62. Yeah. Right. All right. Cool. Well, now you know. So if it's 55, this heads down. If it's 45, this heads up. Mickey wants to get philosophical with us. Well, like I've explained before, based on standard game theory, the only way you can have a cartel work, it's my mouse, okay, the only way you can have a cartel work is when one particular member of the cartel has significantly more power and is perceived to be able to use that power. Okay? That would be the Saudis, thank you. And the Saudis had the power because they were a swing producer. But they are no longer a swing producer. They're producing at nearly 100%. In fact, they were producing at 100%. By definition, that means they're not a swing producer. So, with no one really, truly having power, then everybody is incentivized to cheat. And this has nothing to do with OPEC countries or culture or people or tradition. This is simply just game theory, the mathematics of it. If someone doesn't have the power, then they haven't persuaded you to not cheat, even though you're incentivized to cheat. So if they can't persuade you to not cheat, and you think other people are going to cheat, then you're going to cheat. Right? It's just, that's it. It's only math, baby. Think about it. Just put yourself in a different situation. You're at a family reunion. Oh no, that sounds bad. And everyone agreed to not drink alcohol. And there's a fully stocked bar. And you know everybody's drinking. They have, glasses of juice, and some guy's got a flask in his pocket, and you're like, dude, did I just see you pull a flask out of your pocket? You're like, no, we all agreed not. I don't know. Bad example. I can't think of another example, but you can clearly look around the room like, dude, everybody's drinking. Yeah, that's totally water my cat too. Yeah, I don't know. There a pile of gold coins, and everyone agrees not to touch it. And then you go shopping with your cousin, and he's paying for stuff out of gold coins. You're like, are those the gold coins that we all agreed no one would spend? Oh no 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 no! These are different gold coins. And then your dad's out golfing. He's got brand new golf clubs, and he's tipping the beer girl with gold coins. You're like, dude, are those new golf clubs? Are you tipping the girl with gold coins? Are those the gold coins? No, those are different gold coins. And you're like, dude, I think everybody's taking the gold coins. We all agreed no one would, I don't know. Make it up. Okay? But put it this way, what if someone was in charge of the gold coins? And if you touch the gold coins, you get a baseball bat across the side of the head. I don't know. So you have to have someone to incentivize everybody to not cheat. So again, trying to go back to basic game theory, you take a cartel, a group of 8, 10, 12, 40, 150, 10,000, whatever. They're all incentivized to cheat. It's called like a free rider type syndrome, which is another part of game theory. So just imagine if everyone complied by not producing oil and oil prices went up and you decided to pump oil anyways and cheat. Now you're going to benefit because now you're capturing all the benefits of the higher oil prices simply because nobody else is producing oil. Everyone's cutting, you're lying, you're producing, and now you have, you're catching that high oil price. But everyone else has that same opportunity. Now you say, oh, well, morality, okay, great. But if you thought your neighbor was cheating and your other neighbor was cheating, and the person across the street was cheating, and everyone's cheating, and you're sitting there like, oh, but I'm the good guy, and you're just totally royally getting screwed. Usually what happens is you end up cheating too, because everyone's cheating. Even if they're not cheating, you think they're cheating, and everybody thinks the other guy's cheating. And if you're getting cheated, all of a sudden it just doesn't work. Okay, that's the problem with the cartel. Okay. And we should not forget Venezuela's facing. Yeah. It might be a good, it might be close to time to fly out to Venezuela and buy something. It's close because remember I said you got to wait until the government collapses, and they're trying to rewrite their constitution right now. I wonder if that's going to be fair. And so the U.S. is going to get involved, and that's probably we're probably pretty close to blood in the street. So maybe it's time to get on a plane. my mouse. Anyways, there you go. So, CAD, if you think oil is going to go up, this should go down. If you think oil is going to go down, this should go up. And that's called an inverse correlation. Peso! Getting close. So we surmised, was it, what is this, yeah, this was a week ago? I think we were talking about getting close to the end of the month, and was it going to be the first or the first Friday? I can't remember. We did discuss something in here, and I'm looking on a 4-hour. Anyways, so it is now August. It's unfortunately too early to think about the drop yet. So you're going to need to pay attention. That's all. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to pay attention. But right, was that it? The last Friday of the month? But that seemed too far away, but maybe that's what this is. We were talking about that, something like that, like the last, right? But anyways, here we are in the first, and that's what usually matters. Because what you're really trying to figure out here, maybe why this is why it's not working. You need clarity, ideally, of when people get paid. The last Friday, which might have been this, the first, or then the Friday after the first, which very often is only 1 or 2 days. But here's the real problem this week, or this month. There's no clarity, because was this a payday, or is today a payday, and when's the next Friday? Well, that's way far away, right? You know what I mean? Like, today's Monday. Is today the last day or the first? Is it the first? Oh, see, yeah, no, it's the 31st day. All right, so this is better. This is better. So today, tomorrow is the first. Better, it's just slightly, I suppose. Okay, so Mickey says better paychecks for, you have to go with the analogy. I know it's a weak analogy, Mickey, but you just got to go with the idea. It's the logic, not the reality, that matters. Okay, we're not concerned with truth. You know, it's like it's an idea. Okay, so anyways, is it today? Maybe. Is it tomorrow? More likely. Is it the Friday? But see, Friday is still so far away, right? So it's not probably the most amazing opportunity this month, just because the distance of the first. Well, cash to sell before NFP or after NFP. Yeah, but that's part of the concern, isn't it? See, like, how about what if the first of the month was Thursday instead of Tuesday? Can you see how you could sell maybe a Wednesday night, catch the Thursday strength, and then hope Friday goes your way as well at post NFP, and you get this sort of like boom, 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 boom. But we don't really have that. So we kind of, some people might get paid today, some people might get paid tomorrow, and then you got to wait Wednesday, and then you got to wait Thursday, and then you got to get through Friday, including non-farm payrolls, but also sort of end of day Friday move, and even, you know, imagine Friday people get paid. So some people go straight to Western Union, let's say, but they also might do it on, you know, they might go drinking first and do it on Saturday, and all of that will roll over, right? So another sort of wave gets done Monday morning. So I think it's going to be a stretched out, drawn out week where you kind of have a really tight range. Like, let me see if I can draw this. in a way, like what if let's say it does go down and we're at this great role reversal. So let's say we're at the top of the week now, right? What if we kind of get this and then this and then this, and then tomorrow it fades down because tomorrow's the first, and then it kind of fades back up, and nothing happens the second, nothing happens the third, and then NFP, and then maybe down. I don't know. I'm trying to squeeze that in. And it ends up being down, but not much and not very quickly, and with a lot of up, right? Because we're still on a let's say on a daily chart, you're still probably looking at this, let's say a daily candle, and then here's the second daily candle, and then third is really up, and then fourth is kind of the same. I don't know if it's fifth, but Friday. So let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay? And then the actual swing for the week is only from here to here, which may not be an amazing week at all in general, with a lot of sort of down, down, up, up, down, down scenario. So there's 3 time frames. Okay? Yeah, Nuno's saying like, yeah, people will get paid this week, which is different. Like, if you look at it from the whole week versus, imagine over the course of 48 hours, everyone got paid, it would just be smoother, more decisive. It would be a much clearer action. So it might work this month, and if so, it might work slowly. So if you've decided to sell, your job is simply to decide what prices you would consider to sell. Now, I've already identified this for you a long time ago, probably an entire week ago. What's the next one? Okay. And anything beyond that, I'm not even really comfortable with, because it just simply means there's no flow. If something doesn't happen today, maybe it's not that great. If something doesn't happen tomorrow, maybe it's just not that great. You see what I mean? It's a perfect line of 3. Don't do that. We're not talking about a technical trade. We're talking about a fundamental flow trade. What we're talking about is sell at resistance and let it fall for the next week or 2 or 3. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so we had this dropping off of a 618 Fibonacci retracement last week that has failed, but the top is held. So it's not a 618. It's going to be, or is already, a double top. Trying to move this. I just want to move it. There we go. Trying to predict a new, but I shouldn't do that. I'm getting too tricky here. All right. So let's take a look. Can you see? The same thing as the Euro USD, right? Is the double top at weekly M3 predictable? If you're a bear, okay? And if you were swing trading, the M3 is bluntly obvious for a sell. I mean, it's in the textbook. It's in the video training course. what is it, 10 hours of videos we go over this stuff. So if you were a bear and a swing trader, you're short and you're profitable and your stops are maybe already at break even, who knows, depending on your risk tolerance. And that's that. There's nothing else to talk about. Okay. So we'll see. I think it's interesting. It's gorgeous. See how it does. Bears will be thinking about sort of this land. This land is bold land, if this land is, you know, that kind of stuff. You also, by definition, need to pay attention to this. Okay. Yeah, right, Brandon? Mark, that's a swing trade question. You should know that answer. Or it's a position trade. Okay, but it depends on what your trade plan is, Mark. When you made a plan, right? So I don't know what your target is. We can discuss the entry. The entry is easy, but I don't know what your plan was. So what is the profit? I don't know. What was your plan? So if you're a swing trader and that's a weekly swing, there's an answer for that. If you're a swing trader and it's a monthly trade plan, then there's a different answer for that. Okay? If you were a spot trader, you would have shorted, let's say, Asia, and you probably are getting out near this London lunch and waiting for the New York boys to take a different stance on it, right? Mike says, do you sell at M3 or use a limit? Or either way, man. It doesn't matter. Like, both are acceptable. It's like asking me, you know, should you short on a stochastics or a MACD? And I'd say, well, yeah. Or should you use moving averages instead to enter? I'm like, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do to sell at resistance, if you're a bear, on the anticipated double top, which we still don't know will work because this hasn't made a lower low. It hasn't even gone to a neckline. All we've seen is a reasonable entry. So a reasonable entry says you're a bear, you identified where the double top is likely to take, then you fold in pivot point theory, and you know that's likely to be a top if the double top takes place. So now you see a confluence of trade entries. So whatever makes you sell is fine. Limit order, pulling the trigger, what makes you do it, doesn't matter to me. That's going to be you, and there is no wrong answer. Like, sell at resistance if you're a bear, bro. Double top with an M3 is just so blatantly straightforward and basic that you should have found 15 different reasons to do it if you had a bias in a trade plan. If you didn't, either you were not watching this pair, either euro dollar or pound dollar. They're the same trade. So you either did it because you were bearish and all that kind of stuff, or you didn't because you're bullish. The question is, if you were neither of those and you don't see the entries, then now you got the most important question. If those are basic setups, right? And you don't see them or didn't see them and you were looking, you did your analysis and you didn't see them, then we have a much, much, much bigger question, and we need to work on that, right? If it's basic and you don't see it, then why don't you see something basic? And that would be the real moneymaker right there, right? But how you do it, how you pull the trigger, irrelevant. I don't care. Right? I know I'm being facetious here, but it's like saying, all right, I'm a bear, I see the double top, we're at a pivot point that specifically points down. What color shirt should I wear? Should I wear a green shirt or a yellow shirt? Like, What? What do you mean? Well, I see the double top, and I'm a bear, and we're at a sell pivot. What color shirt should I wear? I don't know. I don't know what color shirt you should wear. What color looks best with your eyes, right? I know that's a facetious answer, Mike, right? And you're Mike D, and you get respect. It's just, why would that matter, right? What matters is you had a trade plan, you see it, and you take it using whatever method or methodology feels best to you and works best with you. I'm still in this trade, up, what, 150 pips or something. So I'll let it do its thing. The entry's back down in here. Okay. You are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to change something here. You do. Let's get off this. So this is where a bear would sell. Look at that. Oh no. And then you take this across. Check this out. Ready? Boop. Oh my gourd. Becky. Trying to think of all kinds of other analogies. Hey Wayne, I'm making an ice cream cone. What should go on top, the chocolate or the vanilla? I'm like, damn, both seem pretty reasonable to me. Should I pull the trigger or use a limit order? Are you selling it? Are you selling the double top or not? How should I sell the double top or not? I don't know. As long as you sell the double top, take it, do it. Yeah, I am, Peter, huh? Well, I'm a slow guy. I need this. This is how I work. Slow, man. If I don't beat it to death, then I don't understand it. I don't memorize very well, actually. I don't have much short-term memory. So like some people test really well, right? They test really well. They read something and they can take a test and they ace it. And then 2 years later, they don't remember. Where I'm very, very slow and I don't test well, but 2 years later, I still know it. It's because I got to take my time and chew 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 and chew. Right. I got to chew on it. I got to think about it. Whatever I'm trying to learn, I have to apply it to other things I've learned and other things in my life. And yeah, I chew and I stew. All right, yen. This is a big canary in the coal mine, isn't it? Okay. So let's kind of get in here. Very difficult, isn't it? This is a very strange setup. It's strange because this is a buy area. Okay, so you kind of have to pay attention here. I might want to, See, well, all right, let's go through it. This is tricky. It's a tricky one. You probably don't want to go long until you get a higher high, right? But then that puts you into a sell zone here and here. Okay? And you got to drag. Okay. And you got to drag this across as well. Okay? So this whole thing is bearish still. So if you're a bull, it still kind of tells me to go fishing, you know. Yeah, what did it mean here? Yeah, we don't really know. Maybe the news here, Peter says it opened low and now is back at. Well, in that case, like let's say it's only pivots, and we open low, lower than our low. Okay, and I think again, if you're swing trading, in that case, I use the moving averages because there's no swing because it's too low. It's oversold for a swing trader. A swing trader sells when things are overbought, not oversold. So it opens oversold. You're like, yeah, it's bearish, but I can't swing it. Okay? So how do you do it? Well, then in that scenario, I typically look for things like selling it here, right? For a move like this. And I might not get a good swing price, but I'm playing the moving averages now. But that hasn't really worked out either. It's gone to the 55, then predicts either a double bottom or a higher low, which takes us back here, which then gets us a higher high to start if you want to be a micro bull. But a macro bear would then kick in like this now at these prices. So I guess the most conservative thing is to stay a bear, stay a bear and wait for it to rise, wait for it to rise maybe to that area and actually take, now you're selling higher highs and hoping that they're 1, 2, 3 corrections on a more macro level. So that to me feels like a lot of hope for one kind of setup, isn't it? Like, I'm going to wait for it to make a higher high, and then I want to sell it. And so now you need to do a higher high, get into the sell zone, and then probably wait for it to drop and do one of these things. And then maybe you're on the clue train here, which just is really mucky. So if you're going to trade USN, you got to be careful. It's not clear. We got non-farm payrolls. We got lots of central bank stuff this week. You know, just the yen is going to be sensitive. The dollar is going to be sensitive. And I'm just telling you, it's not clear, and therefore you need to be cautious. But how much of your portfolio, how much of your account would you like to lose on the first week of August when we've been planning all year to cut our lot size and be cautious? Is this the week you want to have a 10% drawdown, even though you know this is probably not a great week for trading? Yeah, he says, well, how about waiting for the new monthly pivot? Yeah, 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 they're all, yeah, right? See, I'm working on my American accent. Yeah, right? Because we're stuck in the middle of summer when a lot of Americans are still on vacation and a lot of Europeans are going on vacation. I looked up prices for airline tickets to Geneva this week. I might have to go to Geneva this week. I don't know. It might be next week. Don't really know. Great. Typically, if you're flying from Atlanta to Geneva, coach ticket, $600. You go this week, it's over $3,000 to fly coach. Typical ticket, $600. Now, $3,000. Which tells me nobody in Switzerland's working. Okay? So if nobody in Switzerland is working, who's going to move the market? Right? Think about it. We've had a lot of central bank events in the last week or so, and nobody's even at the central banks. Like the Fed issues a statement about their monetary policy that affects the entire world. They don't even show up for a press conference. They're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, they changed one word. When did they make that decision? The previous meeting. All right. Today we'll say soon. And then the next meeting we'll just add relatively soon. Everybody good with that? Yeah. Boom. Like, what, are you going to tell me that they haven't been planning for October all year? Really? They're making it up really at the last minute? Like, how about now? Oh, okay, yeah, now we'll buy back all, now we'll dump our portfolio. They've been planning this all year. So, okay, when? October. So, when do we need to start telling them? Well, we'll start them at June, the last live meeting, and we'll throw in a little one in July to just kind of get them ready. And then we'll go SEP, and we'll tell them OC or NOV or DECE or JAN. But you know what I mean? I mean, like, seriously, right? You all of this is decided last minute, or they think, all right, we're going to do it in the second half of 2017 or the first half of 2018. Great. So when are our meetings? What are the live meetings? So on and so forth, right? What time of the year does the market have the capacity to absorb our selling? I mean, it's really pretty basic stuff. Okay, so anyways, be careful on this one. Once again, ask yourself, are you willing to take a significant drawdown this week? Well, let's reverse that. Is this week something that you believe will be one of the more profitable weeks out of the entire year, the first week of August? You're like, yeah, first week of August, always my best week. If the answer to you is no, and don't try to think of what I told you. Like, literally think about it. Is this going to be one of the bigger weeks of your year? Like, you thought about it, you've looked at it, you looked at the charts, you see it, you like the volume and volatility, you've looked at years past, this is usually your big week, right? And if the answer is no, then realize, well, reward is a function of risk. You see what I mean? So if you don't think this is going to be a big week, then don't take the risk. Keep your powder dry, as they say, so that when you have a week that you expect to be good, you have money. Okay? Heidi says, scalping week, going for 20 pips at a time. Great. Okay? So just put it, it's very logical if you think of it that way, right? Imagine that you lose 10% of your trading account this week because you did something silly. Later on, when you do have a good week, and these trades are going not just for the day or the week, they're going up, let's say, for a month or two. But your loss that you're not participating, the money you lost is not going to participate in that new move, and your lot sizes will hopefully be smaller because your account size is less and all that. So it's not that you lost, let's say, $1,000 this week. It's that you didn't make $14,000 later in the year on that lost 1,000. You know what I mean? So your losses, even though you won't see them, your losses are compounded because you've robbed yourself of the potential in the future to have compounded earnings. You're taking compounded losses now because you're robbing yourself of the future potential for that money. Okay? Plus, you're doing things like you're the type of trader that takes big losses on a dead week when no one else is even trading. Then you're also now, you're doing like non-successful things. Right? If you outlined all the things a successful trader does, you're doing something different from that. Like waiting for the slowest week of the year and gambling like a degenerate fool. I'm like, whoa, I don't remember that being in Wayne's message. Right? I don't want to open up your trading history for the year and say, well, what's this minus 10 in July or August? And you're like, well, I am a degenerate gambler and I was the only person in the entire Forex market that was trading heavy. I thought I could move it. I was trying the London breakout strategy. I want to look at your January or July or August. Let's say July specifically, because today's the last day. I want to look at your July and either see like a -1 or a +1. And to me, I would look at that and say, yeah, I get it. It's July. And August, a -1 or a +2. And now September and October, I want to see like a +5 or a +8. Okay? But if I see like a -7 in July, I'm like, dude, what were you doing in July? How could you possibly lose that much money? Oh, well, I have a drinking problem. You're like, what? Yeah, I got ripper drunk and I was gambling with people's money. I couldn't, but it's not my fault. Right? Yeah, see, yeah, it should have been, but that's what I want to see, Pete, right? Like, let's say I just see a July 0. I'm like, Pete, I see your trading history here. Why the 0 in July? You say, well, first of all, I did some trading in the beginning of the month after non-farm payrolls, and I kind of had some opportunities, and some things didn't work out. I realized the volume and volatility was drying up. So instead of like trading your money through choppy markets, I decided this was a good time to go on vacation with my family and my loved ones, instead of just sitting around with a high potential of losing money. So I went on vacation. And I'm like, oh, well, that's actually very conservative. And if you had to take vacation, I'd rather you take it at the end of July than take it in, the end of September, when I know volume and volatility. So I'm like, oh, Pete knows what he's doing. Great. Thank you, Pete, for not losing my money. Okay. Okay. Well, Heidi says I made 30 pips with Kiwi. So here's the interesting thing, Heidi. If you plan on not making money at all in July, and we've talked about this year, I talked about it very significantly, I think last year or the year before, very, very significantly talked about just not even trying to make money in July. And you could do something like, if you took the first trade and it worked out, I don't think the 30 pips is going to be really worth that much to you on the long run. Whether you end up with 0 or +1 shouldn't matter. So if you have the success, instead of having the mindset of like, you're done for the day because I made the 30 pips, well, maybe that's a sign that the market is moving. And now try again, but make no risk no more than the 30 pips you already made. Is another kind of idea. Okay? Because maybe you do well this month and it's right. No, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean, Heidi. Instead of like backing away, like I got my 30 pips, I'm done. You know, maybe it's a sign that today is moving. Maybe tomorrow won't be so good, but whatever. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Because it's kind of like, you know, if you're here and trading, then your job is to make money. So if you are trading client money, your job is to make money. You're supposed to make your client money. They're paying you to be here. If you're trading and you're looking at your charts, you're at least doing the analysis and looking for opportunities, every opportunity you possibly can to make money for your client, but not at the expense of risk, right? But if it's not a good time to be trading, and you decide it's not a good time to be trading, then you should not be looking at your charts. You should go on vacation. Or like take a university class for 3 weeks, like some people do, right? Just be done, walk away, go do what is going to make you a better trader or a better person for 3 weeks or whatever the time period is. And when you leave, it's a better opportunity to trade, then come back. But nobody wants to pay you to sit and not trade, right? Because first and foremost, your job is to make money. And okay, and that's just it. If you're a professional money manager, what is it that you do? You make other people money. Okay. Unfortunately, most of the time, you help millionaires become billionaires. What do? I make millionaires billionaires. Right? Really doing the world a service. Right? Just think about it. A guy's got $100 million. You convince him to give you $5 million. You turn $5 million into $6 million. Good year. He gives you 200,000. He's got 800,000. It means nothing to him. You're like, wow, $800,000. That's a pretty good year. And you're like, and then you talk to the guy. He's like, yeah, I just bought a $10 million ski chalet. So your 800,000 helped me put in one of the bathrooms. I have a really nice bathroom in my ski chalet. Good job, Pete. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. You did the world some good work. But that's what we do, right? Even worse, you probably just made an alimony payment for somebody. You worked all year. You put in 2,000 hours in front of the charts. You're like, sir, I made you $800,000. It was a great year. I did such a good job. And he's like, yeah, it was an alimony payment. You're like, what? Yeah, good job. Keep it up. Oh, here's 2 to you. 8 to her, 2 to you. Thanks. Do it again. Yeah, we make the world a better place. Right? Making a payment to some guy's alcoholic ex-wife. All right, so anyways, bear set here, bullish set here, new pivots tomorrow. right? I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, it's the bar tab at the club for some guy's depressed wife, trophy wife. You're like, yeah, it's a champagne payment. It's the bar tab at the club. Thanks, man. Thanks for working hard all year. Keeps my wife happy. Keeps her off my back. But I thought we were going to build hospitals for children. All right. Yeah, so, I mean, there's interesting things going on. I can see potential for moves. I can see potential for disaster. So I'm going to like things like, I don't know how you could miss some of these things, but I could totally see them not working out. That's why you got to have good entries, manage the stop a little closer, and just maybe get out of the way, man. Like really what you want to do, and I could see this double topping or triple topping one more time and then coming down, but it's one of these things where I might just, instead of even going for the 30 pips, I might try to get really good entries, let it get going, move the stop, and just not even pay attention. Go to the club and rack up a bar tab. If it works out, I'll say, oh, how surprising. And if it doesn't work out, maybe lots of break evens this week would be fine. And we'll just see where all these central banking events are going to go. We'll check out all the PMI stuff. Hopefully NFP gives us some decisive thing, but I'm really expecting to expect nothing, which is cool, right? So let's put it this way. How about our job, in particular this week, is to look for spectacular setups, right? Double and triple tops, and give it room to work, or give it room to fail. Or the other way is just skip, scalp, skip, scalp. I'm worried about that. Like, there might only be, let's say, an hour and a half to 2 hours per session. So maybe the first 2 hours of London, the first 2 hours of New York, you could do some skippy, scalpy stuff, especially off key levels of support and resistance. But remember, our monthly pivots are worthless today, right? So we got that, and then we got some good Asia sessions, so maybe we can get some scalps out of that. So, I mean, that's the other way, and I guess more traditional, right? Just scalp it. I love the 25-25 OCO thing. So you got decisions to make. I guess either swing it or scalp it, but realize that even the scalping, you only got windows around the news. And the news can make scalping choppy. Because scalping the news and scalping are two different things, right? Event-driven strategies, right? High volatility event strategies, aka scalping the news, is different from scalping. So if you're trying to scalp yet you're scalping the news, they don't work well together. So just be careful, man. Just don't do anything stupid this week, right? That's probably the smartest thing I've said all day, or maybe the only smart thing I've said all day. This is the week that you don't want to lose a lot of money. This should not be a memorable week, but we do have stuff on the calendar to really kind of push the market, and maybe this week's even better than next week. Next week could be worse. So just be smart about it. Just don't walk in like this is same as any other week. Okay? So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average.